From coast to coast and around the globe, you are now tuned into Fly Christian Couple on Air.
Honey, you gotta be the type of woman who carries a high standard and is not afraid to march the beat of her own drum.
We just want to see people blessed, man. Just, living the best lives possible.
Yes, you gotta put God first, believe in yourself, and definitely dream big.
Man, it's amazing what God can do if you just give it all to Him.
Terry, I love you so much, and I feel so blessed to be your wife.
Baby, I love you, and I'm so grateful to be your husband.
Fly people, welcome back to Fly Christian Couple on Air. I am your host, Terry Jr., and I'm here with the love of my life, the most smartest, intelligent, beautiful, and also today is her birthday, my beautiful wife, Tanya McCarter. Baby, tell all the Fly listeners what's happening.
Hey, Fly listeners, how are you all?
Yes, sir.
We're always so excited to come back on air and enjoy each and every one of you.
Indeed.
And baby, I just want to say thank you so much for that special entrance. That was so sweet. And
Absolutely.
As always, I appreciate God for continuing to bless me each and every year, for you to be such an amazing husband.
Thank you, honey.
And king and man of God that God has equipped you to be, and being my Valentines each and every day. So I posed a question to baby, like, although it's my birthday, I posed a question to him, and I asked, would you be my Valentines like each and every year, because you're just so amazing and good at it.
You something else. Well, baby, we thank God for you. Thank God for your birthday. And guys, this is episode 40. This is our special Valentine's Day show.
Yes.
And we want to welcome you. We have missed you guys. And just welcome back. And man, so, before we get the show started, we have to always take a brief moment just to acknowledge the Father, the King,
Amen.
The one true God, who is always so unbelievable in our lives.
Amen.
The things that he does, the ways that he make, we are just so elated to even be doing this show.
Right.
To even have the opportunity to serve the people.
Yes.
And we are just blessed. We feel blessed each and every day that we get up, and we just want to tell God thank you.
Yes, just continue to bless God, like, through all the good and the bad times. Absolutely. That we've been on a journey, and just God has, like Babe said, just continued to be faithful in our life, and He has continued to do exceedingly abundantly and above and beyond. And God will always be there to answer us, to pick us up, to give us His wisdom, to give us His direction.
That's right.
And we'll just continue each and every day just grateful for His presence.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yes.
God, we truly just thank you, for everything that you're doing in this season,
From coast to coast and around the globe, you are now tuned into Fly Christian Couple on Air.
Amen. And I just feel like this is such a beautiful year, and just an awesome time and season where God is taking us into different stages and phases of transition,
right,
and change. And to anyone who's tuning in or listening, don't be afraid of the changes or the transition that God is moving or positioning you into your life.
Right.
And one thing that I've been learning, and me and Babe have just been learning, is to continue to embrace those changes and the phases that God are taking you into, because those are the moments, whether it feels good, whether it doesn't feel good, those moments are building you for something bigger.
Indeed.
So
Absolutely.
just take those phases, take those changes, and continue to grow and develop into those beautiful desires that God intend for you. And it's a scripture that I want to lead that actually leads me into a part of this show about the Valentine's Day special that we're going to bring to you all today. This is a scripture that comes from John 4:7-12, and it says, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love amongst us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. This is love, not that we loved God, but that he loved us and sent his Son as an atoning sacrifice for our sins. Dear friends, since God so loved us, we also shall love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us and his love is made complete in us."
Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful scripture.
I love that scripture because it's just a pureness that, you know, continues to come from God, and even things that we've been taught, and even, you know, the place of where I kind of grew up and just come from. It's just a genuineness, and I think that God wants us to continue to embrace that pureness, even if you have to go back to the basics sometimes and relive those special moments, and just the pureness that God want us to share amongst one another, just that love that we can give even with our most deepest or revengeful enemies, you know. God want us to continue to embrace people just in general and show his love, and that's something I love. So Valentine's Day is like really big for me, and I love to see people, you know, just showing love, because that's who our Father is.
Yeah, and that's, you know, it's a reminder of what God has done for us. Those same things we should be doing for one another.
Amen.
You know, the Bible tells us to love thy neighbor. Also tells us to love your enemies, love your haters, love whoever that you don't see eye to eye with, people that differ from you, that differ from your race or your cultural background. It doesn't matter, because God requires us to love, and he made us to love. You know, we're not built for hatred. You know, our human nature is not built for that. And so that's the requirements from the Word of God, and we should get back to that,
the root of things. And I think when you get away from the things of, or just a place of, like you said, dwelling where we know we dwell the best, which is love. God is love. He's the spirit, and we're just living in a body. So you know, when we get outside of our flesh, and we're doing things in our fleshly thoughts, or in our emotions, or reacting out of the wrong intentions, you can kind of feel that. You can feel that you're out of position. It's just the disposition that you're not aligned with, because it's not of God. And so dwelling in the spirit with him is just a beautiful thing. And it's just something that I just really love to see around this time. And I love the month of February, not only because it's just my birthday, but I also love it because it's just Valentine's Day. And it's just beautiful to see people love on one another. And it just breaks my heart when I see people and they say things like, "Oh, I just don't want to celebrate Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is just so, you know, it's just not a special thing, or I hate it, or I dislike it." It's just, you know, man, I'm all for love. Like, I'm all for the month of February.
You know, that's funny, because a little later on in the show, I'm gonna ask you something about that, and I was kind of thinking about that. But before we even get there, guys, listen, it's about that time again. This is X Fly Christ Couple. This is a new segment that we were doing on the show, and it's quickly becoming, I guess, one of our favorite segments in the show, because, you know, we get to hear from the fly listeners, you know, and a lot of you have great questions. A lot of you have great comments. that you send to us through our social medias. And man, we're just grateful that you guys are tuning in and just sending your questions.
And that you all have always supported us. Like,
Absolutely.
Our show has always been of a huge support since me and Babe first started.
Yes.
And we just, we can only give that honor back to God, because
Absolutely.
just the downloads that we've received is hugely amazing.
Yeah.
And the different countries that it go out in and it streams in, and people are tuning in and they're actually listening and sharing a word, and people are being touched. That's what it's all about. That's why we get on here and we do this. It's because we want to share something. If it's just one thing that we can share, one thing that we can give, no matter what part of the world it's in, we love to share, and we love to hear your feedback. So
Indeed. Love to serve the people. Mm-hmm. So this week we got a question from a Caleb out of Baltimore, Maryland. Caleb says, "Fly Christian couple, I want to make my wife feel special, but at the moment, finances are an issue for us. So what are some inexpensive ways we can still celebrate Valentine's Day?"
Right.
That's a great question, Caleb. Listen, babe, do you wanna take a shot at this, or you want me to go ahead and jump right in?
Yeah, you can go ahead, baby.
Okay. So Caleb, this is what I would say, man. If you can cook, you're gonna be okay. Because sometimes, and just being, just on a serious note, we understand that sometimes finances can play a part in you not being able to do how you want to do.
Right.
So if you can cook, man, listen, this is what I would do. It don't take a lot to make a woman feel special. I think in this case, effort is the main ingredient.
Right.
It's all about effort. So if you can cook, you can do a candlelight dinner for her. You can set the mood, man. Get you some nice jazz music. We'd like to listen to like slow jazz.
Right.
Slow jazz music. Like I said, get you some
Lately,
candles.
we've been into like the cozy jazz. So,
Absolutely, the cozy jazz. You can go on YouTube. You can find it anywhere. You get you some nice candles. You can get you some rose petals. You can decorate it. Just decorate the house. Stay at home.
Right.
Don't try to go out and do a whole lot. Just set the mood right at home. Turn it into a romantic getaway. Your dining area.
Right.
Light you some nice candles, throw on some nice jazz, cook a nice little meal. Doesn't matter. It could be a little steak dinner or whatever you think. If not steak, chicken. Chicken will work. So you just kind of setting the mood. You letting her know how you feel about her. Really, it's all about effort, man.
Right.
If you let her know how you feel, and it's coming from your heart, and you took the time to cook, and you set the candles and nice jazz.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, she will appreciate that.
Right.
Babe, am I right about it?
Yes, you're right, 100%. Because I was just gonna say, as I was actually listening to you speak, as a woman and just as a wife, I think the most important thing is that women, we love to feel appreciated.
Right.
We love to feel like we're appreciated. And I, like you said, the effort, baby, I think that's really huge, because for him to even be in a place of considering to do something amazing for his wife,
absolutely,
that's huge altogether. So
Indeed.
Everything that you said was perfect.
Yeah.
You can do little things like take your wife to things that are not expensive, like different parks, or that are inexpensive, or doing something simple at home and you just chilling. I think that's more
Movie
intimate anyways. Is
Absolutely.
you sharing in those moments. And I think a lot of times we think so much, because I love luxurious things. I love things that are super gorgeous, you know, and I love things that are very classic.
Right.
And you know, you try to bring those things to the table, and I do as well for you, because you know, we fill each other out, we study each other, and different things like that. So I think the most important thing about it is to just, you know, study your wife and know what it is that she loves, and the fact that you're even appreciating her, and showing her how much you care for her and appreciate her. The reason why I brought up the luxury moments is because we can get caught up in those moments, and sometimes the phases that God is taking us through, the journey that He's taking us through, even when we don't have the expensive that is required, we still appreciate those moments.
Absolutely.
Those are some of the most best moments, is when you didn't have the finances that you wanted, but you were still able to make the best of it and show that person how much you love them and appreciate them. I don't even care if it's something, a piece of paper or a copy paper that you could put together. Maybe you can't afford a card, but you put that love into it. It makes a person feel special because you thought of them, or you appreciated them in the way that they desire you to.
Indeed. So Caleb, man, listen, go ahead and hook that up, man. And you know, make it happen, man. And we're praying for you guys, and I hope that you definitely enjoy your Valentine's Day.
Yes, have an amazing Valentine's Day, and I know she appreciate whatever it is that you put together.
Indeed.
You are now tuned into Fly Christian Couple on Air.
So guys, listen, man, we got a nice little show lined up for you today. My wife and I, we basically we're gonna just have a discussion, baby, you know. And I'm kind of gonna go back to what you were talking about a little earlier in the show, and where you were talking about the Valentine's Day, how people are kind of getting away from it. You know, they're kind of shying away from Valentine's Day, and I've been noticing that a lot. I know, like, you know, kind of even when we go out, we see certain things, we see certain signs, or you know, even parties that people are having.
Anti-Valentine's Day parties,
and so that's different, you know. And I wanted to ask you on air, why is it that what do you think is the reason that people, and especially young people, are disliking Valentine's Day more and more? What could be the reason behind that?
I think it's a number of reasons. I think one is the most probably the top in this generation, is that whatever causes something to either be trendy, or catch the attention of the people, or different things. It could be past moments. It could be things that have allowed others to become bitter about Valentine's Day.
Gotcha.
And I don't think you have to necessarily feel those ways when it pertains to Valentine's Day. I feel like if you have a spouse, you can celebrate them. Even if you feel like that person isn't showing you the love that you desire. Sometimes when we do things by example, it teaches other people how to treat us as well.
Man, that's true.
And I also believe that if you're single, you don't have to feel bitter either, or create anti-Valentine's Day parties. Because it's almost like we're making up, like, I guess, ways to avoid showing love. And that's what we're pulling back from a lot. But if you're a single person, you can embrace yourself. You can take yourself to dinner. You can take yourself to the coffee shop, or read a book, or watch a movie, or take yourself to the movie. or different things like that. But the most important thing in all of those moments is to learn how to love on yourself when you are single, and continue to pray to God for your spouse.
Okay.
And if that's what you desire, and it will come.
Yeah.
But don't have a bitter heart about it, because that makes, when you see another couple that's in love, or another couple that is happy, you're bitter about that couple that's in love or that's happy. Those are ways to keep you in, I guess, like true. Stagnated or stuck.
Yeah.
I love to see people happy.
Yeah.
So even in my single moments or just my single times, I love to see, other married couples happy. I don't know if I just really seeked it out, but if I saw it, it didn't bother me. It didn't affect me. It didn't make me feel jealous or hateful or bitter or mad because I didn't have that.
Gotcha.
It just made me wow, appreciate that. Wow, he really loves her. Wow, she really loves him. That's amazing, And
because
I think we all should be that way.
Yeah, I was just about to say, even in my single times or whatever, I didn't feel a certain type of way about Valentine's Day.
Right.
And I guess as being a man, we aren't gonna pay as much attention to that,
right?
As women will. But now I'm starting to even see more men come out and say certain things about Valentine's Day. They hate Valentine's Day, or they don't see the reason to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Right.
For me, Valentine's Day is, and it has always been a reminder.
Right.
Of love.
Right.
I think that if you're dating, or even if you're married, and I think Valentine's Day is that time to remind you guys of why
you're together. You're
in love, why you're together. It's a time to celebrate that relationship or that love. I choose to celebrate you on Valentine's Day and what we have.
Right.
And I just don't, me personally, I don't understand the dislike or the distaste for it. But then again, I can't say because I'm not, everybody's situation is different.
Right. That's true.
Like you said earlier, some people might have went through a breakup, or they might have
or
went
a
through
terrible divorce,
something to
or
that.
something where that it did make them kind of bitter,
so they don't feel
salty.
the same about a relationship or even love itself.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, for me, it's just a reminder.
Yeah, and like you said, I think if you want to ever experience, if it's one thing if maybe you're just against, like Babe said, you never know the situation of people, you never know, we all are different. But at the same time, if you know deep in your heart that you desire love, and you desire a spouse, and you desire somebody, and you find deeply within yourself where you feel, man, I'm really jealous. I'm really feeling jealous about, this situation, or I'm really bitter or mad about the fact that Valentine's Day is coming back around. Maybe try changing your mind process about it.
Yeah.
And in doing that, you will find, man, probably 2 years from now, Valentine's Day may be something that you truly love. You may be with your spouse that you truly love, and it was always because you took that time out to think about how you truly felt about it, and then it gave you the idea to change your mindset about it. And then now you're not really bitter. That's not truly how you feel. You just felt that way because either you were hurt in the past, or either you just had that jealousy that was inside of you and you didn't realize it was there. But now you can actually know what's going on in the inside of you because you took time out to look. You took time out to love on yourself. Now you can truly love on somebody else.
Right.
And, you have mothers and elderly people, and you have children, and you have all these people that you can share love with. It doesn't always have to be about a spouse or somebody you're in a relationship with. It's a love day. Like, let's just see the cuteness in it, and like the gifts that we can give, and give those gifts. It's somebody that you have dear to you, that you love. It's a person that's in the nursing home that hasn't seen love in years, that you can go and share in love with them. Or it's somebody that is actually hurt, or somebody that's battling cancer. Just change your mind about the approach of how you see it. Let's stop creating Valentine's Day parties just because we are hurt behind certain things. And let's just change our mind, because when we begin to change our mind, honestly, and we change from that negativity to that positivity, lights start being turned on in our life, and not just in one part, not just in Valentine's Day, but in other parts of our life.
Absolutely.
Other things start opening up for us, and we start seeing other avenues, and God is able to work in our life because we changed our mind about what we thought about a situation, rather than allowing us to just focus on that negativity and staying stuck in places that the enemy want us to stay.
From coast to coast and around the globe, you are now tuned into Fly Christian Couple on Air.
That was amazing, first of all, because it's so true. But it brought something to my attention that happened to me a long time ago. And I was just sharing this with my dad around the holidays, around the Christmas holidays. And I think that when you go through something, or when you deal with something that's kind of life-changing, it does help you change your mind about how you think of things or see things.
Right.
And I said all of that to say, because when I was 12, and I know I probably might have shared this with you before, baby, but I'm going to share it with the Fly listeners today. When I was 12 years old, from the time I was in school all the way up to about 12 years old, every year on Valentine's Day, I would take my grandmother a Valentine's Day card.
Right.
It would always be something like, you're my special Valentine's, or will you be my Valentine? It was always something that I did. From the time I was in kindergarten all the way up to about 12 years old, I did that for my grandmother. Now, on my 12th year, let's say my 12th year, this particular Valentine's Day, I skipped. That particular Valentine's Day, I didn't take my grandmother a card. And when I saw my grandmother the day, that day, I didn't have her card. She said, you usually bring me my Valentine's card. That's what she said to me.
Aww.
I said, you know what, Grandma, I'm so sorry. I'll bring it to you tomorrow. And my intentions was to get up, go down to my grandmother's house before I went to school and take her Valentine's card. Little did I know that same day my grandmother was going to pass away.
Wow.
She passed away that night, Valentine's night. And I never got a chance to give her that last Valentine's Day card. And so that is why, for me, Valentine's Day is a reminder to always, if you love a person, man, tell them, let them know. Let them. If you got something that you feel about a person, and this is just like you said, baby, this is not just for Valentine's. It's not just for a relationship, between a man and a woman, or a husband and wife. It's not that. It's between anybody. You, your children, your siblings, anybody. Because it's a reminder that we should always be loving one another, even when things are not so good, when situations are not so good.
When it's almost impossible to
absolutely.
love and different
you
things.
still got that love in your
Right.
heart. So from the time that I was 12 all the way up until now, you're talking about 20 plus years. Every year on Valentine's Day, I think about my grandmother. I think about how I didn't give her that card.
Wow.
And so for me, it's always a reminder
Right.
that for the people that are in my life, in my everyday life, people that I love, I'm always going to let these people know.
Right.
I'm always
How
going to
much you
tell
love
you
them,
how
right.
much I love you. Because I never want the chance to slip away from me
Right.
like
Right.
it did when I was 12 years old.
Right.
So we have to, take these things into consideration.
That's right.
We can't just be looking at things because another person sees
That's
it this
right.
way, and so you're going to see it this way. Nah, Valentine's Day is a reminder that, we should be loving each other.
Right.
That even if you're different from me, even if you don't look like me,
Right.
man, I can still find something good inside of you. I can still see something.
See something good, amazing, something that you're good at.
So that I can take from you.
Exactly.
So for me, it's a reminder. Yeah.
Wow, that's an amazing story, baby. But yeah, you have shared that before with me, and that's really very impactful.
Yeah.
And anyone
Absolutely.
can take from that
Right.
and just take something amazing from that and share and spread in the love, with your
Absolutely.
family and your loved ones, because we never know. And so days like this is times for us to share that love, like you said, amongst the people that we love the most. And like I said, sometimes it can even be with strangers,
Absolutely.
And like you said, the different colors, there's so much going on in generation where with different races and different nationalities and backgrounds and different things like that, we can all choose to share in the love. And
That's right.
sometimes in those moments too, God uses the people that we least expect,
That's true.
And he uses people in our lives in special ways to take us into other different avenues when we share in love. And God tells us in his word that
Right.
love continues to cover a multitude of sins. So it's amazing how you are, even in those moments when you have people, even if you go, if you, no matter what you're doing that day, or if you are, just for an example, getting on a plane, or just late for a business meeting, or whatever it is that you're doing that day, and you may run into people who are on their jobs and they're having bad days and they lash out at you. And it's amazing how God turns situations around sometimes when you continue to still show that love.
That's true.
And their reaction change. I've had it happen to me so many times where people tell me that they're sorry before I leave, because I'm still showing them that love.
That's
and
right.
It's something that they don't see often. So God
It
brings
catches them
us
off guard.
right.
Yeah.
And God brings us into the earth to continue to show that love.
That's
and
right.
you have to constantly, and this is something I'm constantly learning, you have to constantly just keep, as people
Practicing,
throw like they say now, shade and saltiness and pettiness. And I think that all that type stuff is, from the devil.
Yeah.
And it's not of God, because like I just read in John 4:7-12, God tells us that he gives us the tools to love. He teaches us that we should love one another.
Absolutely.
So those words come from the enemy himself. And as we continue to show love and we spread love, we change the mind of people. We change the heart of people.
Right.
And, people turn and they say, well, you just really made my day today. Even giving people an encouraging word. Do that for Valentine's Day.
People need
something encouraging that you can share. Something that doesn't come with the price.
Yeah, that's right.
We always expecting something for nothing. We in a sense, and what I mean is like we only give to those who we can retain something else from.
Right.
What
exactly.
about just giving to people because we just
because?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We can do that on Valentine's Day. So, it's just Valentine's Day is big, and it's all in our perspective and how we see it and how we look at it, that lives are going to be changed and love is going to be brought in, and those different things. So, you know, we have to continue to love on one another, continue to appreciate one another, respect one another, honor one another. And not all the times do we have to share our opinions on certain things when it comes to hatred and what you feel about a certain thought, and what, you know, even we put out these trendy things that hurt other people, you know, because that's just your perspective. It's just your ideal, may not even be, you know, what the situation is, but we have to continue to share the love of God, spread the love of God. And once you start doing these things, we can see change, true love in our life, and dig deeper into the roots of what God has, you know.
Absolutely. That's beautiful, baby. That's beautiful. And since we on the topic, I just want to tell you that you are my special Valentine. I thank God for you. I truly don't know what I would do without you. And I'm not just telling you this on air. I tell you this all the time.
Right.
But I always want you to know it, and I always want to show it. And so a very special happy birthday to you. I love you.
Thank you, baby.
And I just wish God's blessings upon your life each and every day.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And like Babe said, guys, this is something that's just who we are. It's our gift that God has given us and allowed to take into the world. And baby, I just want you to know that I truly appreciate you. You were my gift from God. And I just love God for you. I love God for all the things that you've done and been to me in my life.
Right.
And you will always be my Valentines, and just so special and dear to my heart. And just with Caleb and his question, it just brought me back, and that's why I can go back to those moments, because those are the most special moments. Absolutely. When a person show you the root of who they are and that's how true. Much they love you, without it having to come with a price, or come with a price tag and different things like that. And so I just appreciate you. I love you. I respect you. And I just love you so much. You are the king of my heart. Thank you so much for my birthday presents and just everything you've done for me.
Thank you, baby.
For my birthday.
Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Fly listeners, listen, man. We hope that you guys can take something away from this show. It's all for us all to grow together, and not just in our everyday lives, but in our spiritual lives, to go closer to God. Right. You know, to become the true spiritual beings that He has equipped us to be. And so, man, we just thank God for you guys. Y'all keep tuning in. We got some great stuff coming up throughout the year.
Yes.
Got some great things that we're going to be putting out, and got some new music that we're going to be putting out for you guys. Our Fly Christian Couple on Air soundtrack going to be coming real soon.
Right.
And, man, y'all just keep tuning in, keep supporting, keep hitting us on social media, man. We just appreciate you guys, appreciate all the love that you guys send us. Yes. And we are so appreciative for that.
Right.
And, you know, baby, you got any last words?
Yeah, just want to say we look forward to bringing in another future Live and Love date night.
Absolutely.
That's going to be huge, and
Indeed.
We're still working on that in the process for the future. And like Babe said, we have a lot of great things that we are looking forward to, you know, and furthering our show. And we're super excited, just like Babe said, all about this year, just in serving
Indeed.
The people and showing you all everything that it is that we have, that God has given inside of our hearts to give to you, and to pray and hope that your marriages will be blessed.
Absolutely.
And, you know, that you can take something from us. And even if you share those things with us, you can tweet us anytime. Absolutely. At Fly Christ Couple. You can always tweet us too your questions. You can email us your questions at flychristiancouple@gmail.com, and we look forward to sharing those things with you all. And yeah,
that's it, man. You know, and guys, we love you. We hope that you guys have a great Valentine's Day. And guys, listen, make her feel special, man. Ladies, make your husbands feel special. Y'all take care of each other. And until next time,
yes,
Fly Christian Couple on Air.
We love you guys.
Peace.